Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity, and I have to hit play, and sorry if the frame rate, I'm actually seeing it, you can't see that number right there, but the frame rate's been kind of weird on this one, and hopefully it'll adjust itself and fix itself here. I'm not, especially towards the beginning when the probes have been going out, and then it's just balanced itself out like it did right there. Not sure what the issue is. Nevertheless, 12 o'clock position in control as the yellow Protoss, 9 o'clock position we have Axslav as the red Protoss. This is going to be on Lost Temple. It should be a really, really fun game. Axslav is one of those guys. Let me show you his APM. He has a very, very low average APM. Sometimes you'll see him as high as 75, but generally he does not go above that, and he is so freaking efficient with that APM. In control, of course, an excellent StarCraft Boudoir player, a very good StarCraft 2 player. If you go to Gosu Coaching, you can actually get coaching from him. He's, I believe, top of his Diamond League. I assume he's going to qualify for WCG StarCraft 2 when it comes around, but also known for being on WCG Ultimate Gamer. Awesome guy altogether, and yeah, also one of the best Protoss players in North America. It should be absolutely epic, well pitted against each other, should be fun. Both players placing their pylon on 9. Two things. First of all, I apologize if my audio is way too loud on this. I'm trying to adjust my audio settings, and I really can't, or maybe it's too soft, I don't know. I really can't hear it in-game, and when I listen to it afterwards, everything is too loud because of my headphones. So I really don't have a good way to kind of balance anything out, I should say. It looks like both players going to scout each other right off the bat, going to each other's bases, and in control placing that assimilator on 14. Pretty standard build on Lost Temple, because essentially the distance with the zealots, you can actually get out a zealot, get out a stalker to follow, blockade the ramp, even get out a sentry, use force field if they're going too many zealots and end up with an economic advantage. And I do like how Incontrol's placing this. He's actually placing it to that corner where it's out of Axslav's view, where Axslav looks like he's placing that assimilator to that close view as is indicated on the minimap, and also placing a secondary pylon to the corner. But information denial is what this game's about. Axslav, in theory, if he wasn't getting chased off right here and wasn't smart in following these things up, Incontrol could be hiding a pylon, which I think he is right there, just trying to keep as much information out of Axslav's view as possible to make him feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit in fact, he's going to come back in because he wants to probably get a good look at the standard timing, see that there's 7 and the score going up in 18, which leads him to believe, oh yes, I am seeing another pylon rather than additional gateways or maybe even an expansion. And it looks like Axslav going to place his second gas, in control also placing the second gas. So basically identical builds, but in control is doing a little better job of information control just on building placement outside of that pylon from Axslav. A long way to go for not a lot. Additional pylon right there. In control, by the way, will be at the Green Forest E-Cafe land, I believe, so which is in Southern California, Ventura on August 14th, 15th. Please RSVP in the Team Liquid thread and under the SC2 tournament section. Dana and I will be doing live commentary on stage. They're going to have Korean pro gaming booths and everything. It's going to be awesome. So, and again, it's free to view, but $15 for food, drink, and a pro gamer t-shirt, which I think you can get anything you want on it, even Diggity, but that'd be silly because I have that too. Anyway, Axslav actually placing the second gateway significantly later than Incontrol's. Incontrol, you can see, is already at 3/4, also getting that robotics facility out significantly faster. I almost just wonder if Axslav is, I'm kind of wondering what the lapse was there. It looks like Axslav might have tried to sneak a couple additional harvesters. Perhaps he is up 3 probes instead, but as a result, he's going to end up with a slower observatory, a couple things like that. He's running up to engage. Actually, might have built this stalker a little bit sooner. He's trying to go and trying to sneak a scout, actually, in control right on top of it. Sneaking back, he's going to retreat, and unfortunately allowing both units in, and actually perhaps worried about Axslav. That was brilliant by Axslav, actually. Axslav still not confident with that pylon in the corner, wanted to run a scout in just to get a view, and that was a brilliant way to do it, to move that stalker and that probe up to kind of do a line-backing blockade, because again, 1 stalker, 1 probe does beat 1 stalker. And in that regard, yeah, able to see everything and see that In Control was basically doing a very similar build. Warp gate's almost finished now for Axslav as well. He's getting a sentry and additional stalkers. So it looks like it's going to be mostly stalker heavy army. No sentry though for In Control. He's going to instead go for a zealot. So Axslav will be in a little bit of a better defensive position. Axslav will basically be kind of locked to his base though with that sentry. In theory, he could go and put up some energy field. A little bit of a fight that I missed with the watchtower. Looks like In Control was in fact victorious with it. But In Control with that zealot, zealot's a little bit hardier, and if he wants to just camp that at the Zelnaga watchtower instead of a probe, kind of maintain control. Looks like he's adding a 3rd gateway and going to go for a little bit infantry heavy. You might have been able to sneak an expansion post this, particularly with an observer in the air. Taking a look at what Axslav is doing, because it looks like Axslav taking expansion of his own. Going to take the economic lead. This is a nice, which we could assume again, because going for, he had that sentry that was building, which I do not see on the field, but I'm going to assume that it's out there somewhere. Actually, it looks like it was cancelled. So a little bit of dangerous on Axslav's part, actually going just pure stalkers, canceled that sentry, decided to build, looks like an additional zealot instead. Really, he wants the force fields to try to pin, just in case everything goes wrong at his natural expansion, to try to pin Incontrol back, to be able to get back in this and basically provide some additional defense. Maybe he canceled it to get out some additional gas to get a robotics facility and get the robotics bay out a little bit fast. Looks like he's going to go for excuse me, Colossus, which has been really popular for Protoss lately, using Colossus sentry combinations, because they just do so much damage in that high ground on Lost Temple. Very advantageous if you can kind of sneak up there, do some denial. Incontrol sees the natural expansion, and again, he is playing an aggressive game, getting that additional warp gate a little bit late, and it looks like he has also got that Colossus warping in, which I missed in the background. I should hit to the production tab. Looks like he's also getting the thermal lance upgrade. So taking that expansion significantly later, but this could very well pay off for him, because you can see it's going to be Colossus and maybe a few units less for Axslav. So let's take a good look at the army compositions here. It looks like both players, it looks like Axslav just 2 supply up, but never mind, he's going to run against Incontrol. It looks like Incontrol actually behind a little bit on troop production. Maybe the difference is this observer, once again, that's just a little fraction of supply here, but Axslav does have a superior amount of stalkers, not going to want to engage because he did take an earlier expansion. And additionally, I assume he knows he has the economic lead here. He doesn't really have scouting, but he suicided in Incontrol's base with that probe, saw the information he wanted, isn't seeing additional pressure, ended up with it faster. I'm not sure whether he would actually know that he is the economic lead or not, but he's still going to back off, producing a few extra zealots and mostly going zealot, and it's kind of the interesting combination here. Zealots to run in and do damage to the stalkers, Colossus to kill any zealots that are running against your stalkers, and then sometimes you want to add in a sentry in between to kind of provide that additional kind of latent defense, use those force fields to do some damage. Now Incontrol running up and deciding to get aggressive. He does have a stalker kind of a stalker Colossus sentry army himself. Looks like finally an observer popping out, and Axslav will be able to kill that observer, but it is 2 Colossus. Never mind, 2 Colossus versus 2 Colossus. Second Colossus coming in, and Incontrol just posed, waiting here. That observer is going to see this attack force out there, and the Colossus wandering up, going to try to split this attack force and just back right down. He's done significant damage. Beautiful micro. He's actually doing a ton of damage to Axslav's troops, and Axslav not engaging. And now Incontrol can just walk up to that natural expansion. Beautiful use of Colossus and their ability to walk the cliffs. Going to first of all be able to take that pylon out. That's going to put Axslav into the red. Axslav desperately trying to get 2 pylons behind his natural expansion to try to support this. And now he's going to try to create a cutoff. Now that he feels like he has a superior number of troops, basically eliminate all of Incontrol's army. Nice force field, I believe, on Incontrol to provide a little bit of a buffer for his stalkers versus the zealots. Unfortunately, it is not going to be enough. Now those stalkers are going to flee, run away, and this is beautiful for Incontrol. That was a really nice retreat route. Looks like he's going to continue to try to do some damage here, because he's going to be able to take out that 1 Colossus there. Both Colossuses there. He sells 1 Colossus on the high ground, and he is going to be able to engage that Colossus at close positions. Unfortunately for him, Observer close by for Axslav, so he is going to be able to walk right up and take that out. But that was a 3rd Colossus, and I feel like Incontrol did a significant amount of damage there. Let's see if it shows it in the army counts, and it looks like no, Axslav was actually able to maintain his economic advantage throughout all that, still able